I remember the call like it was yesterday. Lee Lewis called me and said, we have federal funding to build the needed housing for our community for people with HIV and AIDS, particularly people who have experienced long-term homelessness. But do you know of any land?
Clear Housing's mission is to assure that people with HIV have access to affordable housing and to health care as a way to actually end the epidemic.
And I know from my work doing economic development with the city of Minneapolis how difficult it can be to site affordable housing and to find land that's available for economic development. But it didn't take me more than half a second to say yes, on my block.
We have dozens of acres of real estate along Lake Street and Hiawatha that's ripe for redevelopment. That came along with the introduction of light rail.
What's so great about the Corcoran neighborhood is it's not a question of should more affordable housing be built. The question is how soon can we have affordable housing built to meet the needs of our community.
Whenever we stumbled upon a piece of property that we thought might fit our criteria, one of the first people we turned to was the architect to say what could be done on this site and what would be the problems and the potential costs.
Whenever there's a major project going on in the neighborhood, we kind of lay everything out there, and our number one job is to make sure that the residents are informed and that they are heard.
Lee came in and wanted to ask the question, is this something the community wants here, before saying this is what we're planning to do.
It's a community grassroots process, so the feedback would represent quite a wide range.
We really want to hear from the community what they want it to look like and how it relates to the neighborhood.
The transit station just across the street at Lake Street is a very contemporary building, and the neighborhood organization wanted to have a very similar kind of contemporary statement at the corner of the neighborhood.
He came back a couple months later with some actual plans to show.
We're not just coming with a solution that's already settled and we're ready to build it.
Our role was to say, this is the mission, these are the parameters, this is what we want. We're hearing this from the neighborhood. Is there a way to make that come together?
So we tried to create a massing of the building that would be sympathetic to the single-family houses as well as some of the apartment buildings found along East 23rd Street.
The financing, the land, the design all came together during the biggest housing recession this country has ever seen. And as a result, I think the design of the building exceeded many of our expectations.
From a pedestrian standpoint, we think the entry is very welcoming and has a very humane scale. It has quality landscaping both on the pedestrian side and then on the back side of the building.
It was very important that everyone have a nice view out to nature, so we have a very large meditative garden.
It's in a community room, which we actually use quite often. The entire project really is a testament to the skill of the architect in bringing forward a project that is both serving a very specific program and also being a good neighbor within the neighborhood.
As a social worker, to actually have a building, something concrete, something tangible, is, like a once-in-a-lifetime event. But secondly, to see the changes in people's lives when they come off the streets, and maybe come off the streets after 10 years of homelessness, and have a place to call home is, what can I say? It's spectacular.